Hey friends, today we're going to talk about the digital marketing tools that I use pretty much on a daily basis. As you can imagine, as the digital landscape changes, our responsibilities get more and more complicated. There's more technologies being introduced. It's very important to be able to be quick and efficient with your processes as a digital marketing manager. As someone who's been doing digital marketing for about just under 7 years, I've seen so many different changes, not just within the various channels or platforms. I've seen new tools be introduced, tools even disappear. Some of the tools I'll show you today are actually tools that I use on a daily basis. I'll try to show you how I practically use it to help you. As a digital marketer, you want to be able to manage and prioritize your time. Any specific tasks that you can delegate or automate, I believe you should take those opportunities. The goal is to save you time, to save your energy, so you can actually focus on bigger responsibilities, have better output, and hopefully be better at what you do. So the first tool is a content management system. It's a website builder. It's called WordPress. I'm sure you've heard of it. If you go on the screen here, you can see WordPress.com. There's a hot debate around best website builder, website customizer. WordPress is the one that I recommend because it's something that I use every day for a couple of years now at this point. It's very flexible, it's easy to use, it's reliable. How it usually works is that you would have your own hosting server, and within that you would connect your domain, and then through whatever hosting server you use, you would then connect and use WordPress to build your website. Just for a bit of historical context, WordPress was initially used as a way for people to create free websites for their blogs. It was literally a content management system or a blog management system per se, but obviously now it's evolved. You can pretty much create any type of website. You can even create a software company or a software type product within WordPress. So you can get creative with how you want to use it. I'll show you briefly how I use it as a website for my own business as an agency. With WordPress, the great thing about it is you can pretty much have an all-in-one tool to build your website. You can even include plugins if you want, and I'll show you some of what that looks like on the platform itself. So this is the dashboard that you'll see. Maybe it's going to be slightly different. For the most part, you should see the exact same thing what I'm seeing. So on the left-hand side here, you can see posts. So that's basically where you're going to add your blog. So if I'm on there at the moment, you can see the website Proverb only has one blog for now. You can see you can add new posts, or this would be considered blogs essentially. And then if you scroll down where it says media, this is basically where you can add your images, logos, and wherever your mind takes you. So you can upload these images and media files onto the specific posts or landing pages you create. And talking about landing pages, if you click on pages, again, this is not a tutorial, so just a quick overview how it works. You can essentially create different landing pages for a website. Now I'm using a theme builder called Divi. You don't have to use it. There's different types of theme builders where it's basically you will get a template, and within that template you can edit, you can change the color, the images, the positioning of those segments. It's a no-code website builder, so you don't need to know any HTML or JavaScript to build websites using WordPress. So that's another great benefit for it. And then finally, in terms of plugins, if you want to have any specific analytics tools, or maybe you want to connect your CRM, or maybe an SEO plugin, you can do that here within the plugins menu. All you have to do is click add new and then search for the plugin. Most of them tend to be free, and it's very easy to do. You basically find the plugin you want, you click install now, activate, and there you go, it's installed. So the main benefit of WordPress is that it's a website builder, but the fact that it's an all-in-one solution makes it a hub really for your website, and it's easy to learn, easy to use. And another great thing is that there's a big community around it. So if you face any issues, it's very likely that there's going to be someone who's gone through that problem already and has somehow figured out how to solve it. So something to keep in mind. The next tool is for social media managers specifically, but as a digital marketer, you likely want to learn how to use this too. Publer. So Publer is a social media management tool or a social media scheduler. And there's loads of different tools. There's Hootsuite, there's also Later, there's Sprout Official. The reason I use Publer is just because it's very easy to use. I really like its user interface, which I'll show you in a second. It's actually recommended by Justin Welch. If you don't know about him, he's a solopreneur, runs a 6-7 figure a year business by himself. And if he's recommending it, I highly recommend you guys check it out as well. So if we look at the interface, again, it's pretty simple to use. Once you've connected your social accounts here on the left-hand side, as you can see here, I've connected quite a few different ones: Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, LinkedIn. All you have to do, assuming you've got your content ready to go, you go create, you select the channels you want to deploy your or schedule your posts to. So in this case, I'll just choose Facebook, LinkedIn, and Twitter. and then you would add your captions, whatever that is. You add your media, imagery, video. Another great thing about Publer is that, let's say your captions is over 280 characters. Now, obviously that isn't allowed on Twitter because you can only have your characters up to 280. So the great thing about Publer is you can actually go on the specific channel and cater or personalize the post to that channel specifically. So how you do that is you go to this section here, customize posts for each social network. And then if we click on the Twitter, you can customize the post for that specific channel. If you're a content manager and you have loads of different contents you want to schedule or publish through a variety of different channels, because doing that natively will probably take a while, but having an all-in-one tool like Publer will really save you time. It's efficient. You can even use it as an analysis platform. And yeah, check it out. So the third tool, which I'm sure you've probably heard of already, it's something that I use pretty much every day, is ChatGPT. If you don't know what ChatGPT is, it's essentially an artificial intelligence tool for asking questions. So if you imagine Google, whenever you ask a question, for the most part, you don't get a specific answer. You'll have to usually go through a couple of different websites or blogs to find out the answer you want. Whereas with ChatGPT, how it works is you ask a question or you provide a prompt. A prompt is essentially an instruction so the AI can cater its feedback or your answer in a more personalized way, so it's more accurate. I personally use ChatGPT 4.0, which is the latest machine learning model that ChatGPT uses. Now that's a paid subscription. It tends to be a bit more accurate in terms of its output. So how you'd usually use it, you can pretty much get creative with it in terms of the prompts, but the main ways you can use it is for ideation purposes, researching, even data analysis. So if you copy and paste an Excel table or even a Google Sheets table onto it, it can analyze the data for you, which is great. But a very simple prompt that I'll show just for illustration purposes is, imagine that you're talking to an expert. You need to tell ChatGPT that it is an expert within whatever that is. So in this case, let's say I want to ideate topics for blogs that entrepreneurs would want to read or tech founders. What I would write is, you are an SEO expert, because we want people to actually click on the link. You are an SEO expert. Provide 3 topics or 3 blog topics that entrepreneurs in the e-commerce space will want to read. So it's a very basic prompt. You can get more complicated if you really want to hyper-personalize the output of ChatGPT. You can add more prompts. You can say, provide them to me in a way that outlines the bullet points of that specific topic. Provide me the most relevant hashtags. And you can have all those different prompts within one prompt. So something to keep in mind. So we'll keep it simple for today. As you can see, it will pretty much give you the output that you requested. So it's very good for that. Quick shout out is I've actually created a video on how to use ChatGPT as a digital marketer. So if you want to check that out, links in the below. Watch the video. I'm sure you're going to find some interesting insights there. So as you can see, it's spit out its output a couple of different blog ideas. First one, optimizing e-commerce for mobile. Second one, leveraging AI and machine learning for personalized shopping experiences. So it's pretty interesting there. If you work in digital marketing, you work within the digital landscape. The way I see it is that things are moving quite rapidly and you want to be able to join that rapid change. You don't want to get left behind. And by utilizing tools like ChatGPT, it's going to save you time. It's going to differentiate you and upskill you as a digital marketer. And it's going to just make you more efficient within what you do. So definitely check out ChatGPT. Quick shout out, there's another tool called Agent GPT. Now, again, this is not tutorial, but briefly, Agent GPT is very similar to ChatGPT in that you provide a prompt. And the great thing about Agent GPT is that its unique selling proposition is within the prompt that you deploy, it can basically create tasks for itself. So even if you have a very simple prompt, it's going to try to give you the output that's very relevant to the prompt that you provided. So it will create tasks automatically for itself for it to figure out the best answer. So check out Agent GPT. So you can see here on the screen the URL path, agentgpt.com. reworked.ai. So the next tool is more for your video content creators or YouTubers if you're within that space. I use artlist.io. It's basically a tool to get royalty-free images, videos, or royalty-free music. This is a very niche type of product. If you're a digital marketer that doesn't really create video content, it probably doesn't make sense to use, but it's a tool that I use every day, especially for this YouTube video. I believe that video content is just growing. People probably wouldn't want to read, a dissertation or a blog on a specific topic if they can watch a 1-minute video on it and get the answer pretty rapidly. If you're going to start your own YouTube channel or focus more on creating video content, definitely check out Artlist. Let's say we have a YouTube video on a specific topic, we can actually hyper personalize the type of videos that we get. So let's say if we're talking about artificial intelligence, we can actually type that keyword and we'd get videos relevant to that specific keyword, and we can even hone that down. You can see here on the screen, artificial intelligence marketing. See that? So some of the videos are a bit hit and miss, but generally with a bit of research, a bit of patience, you can get the exact video you want. Same exact thing for songs, sound effects, but we'll focus on songs for now. You can filter it by a genre, by a specific instrument. I have a background in music, so this for me, this is like Toys R Us or Disneyland for me, like being able to find the exact type of music I want for the video. So the next tool, again, this is more so for people wanting to create static images or videos or content in general. Canva, there's a free tier, which I recommend exploring. Canva is essentially a content creation tool. You can create images, you can create short videos, you can even create ebooks or presentation decks within seconds. So how it usually works is you have a template, and within that template, you can easily change it. And if we go back here on the screen, you can see that on the dashboard, if I search for a specific type of channel or content I need content for, so let's say maybe an Instagram post. So if I type Instagram here in the search bar, Instagram post square, you can see all the types of templates you can potentially use. So it's great for that. You've got the inspiration there already. We'll just choose a random one. So let's click onto this, customize the template. And again, this is not a tutorial, but you can see I can easily change the text here, whatever, etc. You can change the font. You can even upload your own images on here, for example, and you can get creative. So the great thing about this is that a lot of people don't really care about the quality of content. I feel like a lot of people appreciate output more. Now there's a hot debate around this, but generally speaking, as a digital marketer or content creator, if you can save time and actually focus more on the creativity aspect, you can, for the most part, create better content, because most of your mental energy is actually focused on what you're gonna write or talk about rather than how it's gonna look like. So Canva will save you a lot of time in that sense. So the final thing I'm gonna mention about Canva is that the company that you work for, maybe it's your own company, has very strict guidelines in terms of brand. Maybe there's a specific font, there's a logo, there's a specific color scheme. Canva can obviously help you do that. So keeping your content quite consistent across different channels. So if you go here on the left-hand side and you click on Brand Hub, you can obviously add your brand logo, you can add your color palettes, the fonts that you want to use, and maybe specific images or icons that you use on a daily basis. It's a great tool for streamlining those aspects. So the next one is very important if you're a digital marketer, especially if you're managing a team, or even if you're a digital marketer managing a couple of different channels. I would recommend using a project management software. I personally use Asana. When I was working at an agency working on the Facebook gaming account, they were using Asana as well. So I'll show you how I use it as an agency owner. You can see here on the left-hand side, I have different segments of the business: marketing, sales, ops and administration, clients, website and tech. Again, this is not a tutorial, but just quickly to show you how it works. It's in many ways, it's a to-do list. But more than that, there's obviously loads of different features from, adding tasks. And within that, you're able to add a specific assignee for that task. You can add a due date. You can prioritize that specific task. You can add a status. You can even create subtasks within those tasks. So if I click on this one where it says set up socials, I've created 2 subtasks within that. You can even add updates. You can add and upload files as well. So imagine if you're cross-collaborating with different teams, it's perfect for that. As your responsibilities gets more complicated, I would really recommend having a project management software. Obviously, you can do this manually on a piece of paper, or maybe even a Google Sheet or Excel. That's going to be very tedious. I would rather have an online project management software like Asana. So the next tool is probably the most important tool that I use every day. In fact, I use it every second of the day, is what you may call a digital notepad. Currently, I use Evernote, but prior to that, I was using Notion. The reason why I moved from Notion to Evernote, long story short, basically I was spending more time designing within Notion rather than actually using it as a digital notepad. So what I like about Evernote is that it's very simple, easy to use, and there's not too many distractions. You basically use it as a digital notepad for your ideas and thoughts and organizing them. There's a really great book about this. It's called Building a Second Brain by Tiago Forte, so I'd recommend reading that. As life gets more complicated, we have more thoughts, we have more responsibilities, we have more information happening and being absorbed by our brains, which it can't always keep up to. Having some sort of a channel to export those ideas and information will really help you become more productive and efficient. If you just keep all those different ideas and information within your head, it's going to overwhelm you at some point. So making sure that you have some sort of a second diary or second brain to help you organize those thoughts and ideas will really make you more efficient within your personal life and as well as digital marketing. So going back to the screen share, as you can see, you can pretty much design your digital notepad how you see fit. So for example, here on the left hand side, how Evernote works is that you have a notebook, and within your notebook you have different notes. So for example, I'm trying to upskill within digital marketing every day. I have a specific notepad for that. So if I click on education, digital marketing, you can see there's a couple of different notes within that. So within Notepad, a note is where you actually deploy the content. So I'm currently studying branding. So you can see here, I have titled this note storytelling branding. The great thing about Evernote is you can obviously not just type text, you can add screenshots, you can also add tasks if you want, you can add links, you can add images, you can even add audio recordings or any Google Drive files. The great thing about Evernote, because it's a cross-device platform, you can have it on your tablet, you can have it on your phone and your laptop or desktop all at the same time, and it will be in sync. So it's great for that. Also, I have a background in music, so if I have a very interesting melody or idea, I can literally open audio recording within Evernote, record that idea, and make sure that idea or that audio recording is on my desktop immediately, so I don't have to transfer it from my phone to my laptop. So next one is tool number 8, the Google admin stack. So what that includes is, you can imagine Google Docs, Google Slides, Google Sheets, and then beyond that, I also use Google Keyword Planner. If you're a digital marketer working within paid search, I'd recommend using that. Google also has a new product called Google Ads Transparency. If you want to see all the ads that your competitors are using, you can use that. But going back to the usuals, Google Sheets, Google Docs, Google Slides, what's great about those tools is that they're free, and that because they're based in the cloud, you can easily share it with people, you can easily cross-collaborate with different teams, you can easily edit it. Yeah, I pretty much use those tools every day. If you work with digital marketing, it's very likely you'll use it too. If you're not using the Google admin stack, potentially you might use Microsoft's Office. So I personally prefer using the Google tools. They're faster, the user interface is a lot friendlier, and I'm just used to it, Tool number 9 is a CRM. Now there's loads of different CRMs. The one that I use for Proverb is HubSpot, and the reason why I use it is mainly because I've been using it for years. I'm very used to how it works. I'm very used to its user interface. If there was only one downside to HubSpot, is that it's very expensive, so I'd potentially explore using different CRMs. There's loads of free ones as well. A CRM is essentially a customer relationship management, but that's just a glorified term for basically being able to integrate and consolidate all your contact lists or your email addresses as a business. And within your CRM, you can actually segment those different users. For example, if you're working with a client or a business that has 2 different segments of customers, one might be on the supply side, the other might be on the demand side. The emails that you're gonna deploy for those different users will be different. You're not going to have the same messaging. You're not going to have the same campaigns or goals. So it makes sense to segment those lists. And if you're a CRM manager, if you're going to start creating automations for those users, it's very likely that you'll have different user journeys or different messaging for the different types of segments. HubSpot or a CRM is great for that. Just a top line overview of the features that I use every day for HubSpot is, as mentioned, I have an email list. So you can create a contact form. So the main feature I use HubSpot for is mainly as a CRM, not just for my B2B clients. So if I want to make sure that I'm following up with the clients, I can use HubSpot for that. Once Proverb launches its online course, we'll have an academy. That will be the B2C side. I will be segmenting my contacts through HubSpot. So if you go on the website, proverb.io, and you actually go to the bottom section of the website, you can see there's a sign up form here for an email list subscription, and that will automatically go onto my HubSpot. You'll automatically be a contact essentially, and then from that I can create a way to segment you, whether you're a B2B lead, whether you're a potential user, or a generic subscriber of the email list. And within that I can start create emails specifically for you or email automations for you. So HubSpot has loads of different features. We don't have time to go through every single one, but you can obviously create email campaigns within HubSpot. You can create specific landing pages if you have a lead gen type campaign and you want to create a specific landing page for that. You can use HubSpot for that as well. It has very light SEO features as well to help you improve your SEO efforts. You can even create lead capture campaigns. So specifically you can create forms. As I showed earlier, that was a HubSpot form. You could even create call to action buttons, and within that, if someone clicks on the call to action button, can then be segmented as a separate contact list within your CRM. And beyond that, you can create reports. You can even use HubSpot as a content management system, although I highly recommend not doing that because its capabilities are very limited and there's loads of issues with it, and the support for it is pretty niche and pretty narrow, but that's something I thought to mention anyway. So as mentioned with HubSpot, it's fairly expensive, so I'd potentially look into other CRMs, explore and test out loads of different ones. They pretty much work the same, so that's good to keep in mind. So the next tool that I use is a digital marketer, which is great for mind mapping and visualizing ideas, especially if you're working with people and you want to be able to visualize your ideas or present your thoughts in a visual manner. I use Miro, M-I-R-O. It's a digital visual board essentially. So what it looks like on the screen is, if you can see here, you can use it for so many different ways, but if we go on, so you can see here, you'll have different templates. So you can create a mind map or a Kanban framework, a flow chart, a customer touchpoint journey. If you're a product marketer, you work within product, you can even create a product roadmap, for example. The way I use it generally is for simple mind mapping of ideas. So in this case, you can see that, if we look at what I've done here, so full stack growth marketing, what are the channels within that? Data analytics, and then you can extend that to different channels, different platforms. What I will say about Miro is that it's very easy to use, and I actually think they have the best onboarding feature of any SaaS or tool that I've used so far as a digital marketer. So if you haven't used Miro before, I recommend using it. In terms of other features, apart from brain dumping ideas onto a digital whiteboard, you can easily collaborate with other teams, so you can cross collaborate within the same dashboard. Obviously, you have to share the dashboard that you've created. And like I mentioned, it's very easy to use. So I recommend using it and testing it out for yourself. So there's many other digital marketing tools there that I could mention, but this video would take hours to shoot it, to edit, and to publish. So there's a couple of ones that I want to shout out quickly. So some of these are tools, some of these are websites or newsletters, so check them out for yourself. And here they are: SEMrush, Marketing Brew, that's a newsletter; Google Analytics 4 for web tracking; Amplitude for web tracking as well; Trello, Slack, OBS Studio, Typeform, SimilarWeb, BuzzSumo, Loomly, Ahrefs, Hotjar, Pexels, and there's a whole bunch more. In fact, if you have any recommendations for digital marketing tools that we should be using every day, please leave them in the comments below. And to conclude the video, digital marketing, it's constantly evolving. I'm sure there's going to be new tools being released. So it's very likely I'll probably update this video every couple of months, every couple of years. Final advice I'd say is definitely keep exploring the different tools, keep researching, always find ways to increase your efficiency by finding tools that can increase your speed, save you time and save you energy, so that your mental space can actually focus on tasks that have more beneficial output for you as a digital marketer, but as a person as well. Another quick tip is that learn to actually master the tools that you use. There might be another tool comes out, does the same exact thing as you're doing right now, but you might have a shiny syndrome where everything that looks shiny or enticing you might explore, and then that takes time to actually learn. What I would recommend instead is actually master the tools that you have, really get good at that. So whenever there's a new tool that does the same thing, you can potentially ignore it, really be efficient with what you already know, because learning a new tool takes time, takes energy. So that's something to keep in mind with all the tools that you're going to be exploring in the future. So that's the end of the video. Hopefully that's useful for you as a digital marketer, or maybe that's useful for you in general. Let me know what your thoughts are if you like these kind of videos. Thank you for watching the video. Till next time, peace and love.